one of our sisters, like, they're so chuz, and like they just looked not great.
Like, and also half of them you can't even see their face because like, their hair covers it. And I'm like,
and then Ginu, the main guy, he like comes after all of them, and this was a strategic thing that they did in the movie.
The sisterhood and just support systems in life is just so important, because she wouldn't have been able to defeat the villain without her friends, without the basically enemies that people she was calling enemies.
Welcome to the Point of View podcast. My name is Asada Haman.
And my name's Yosa.
And here we are today for another episode.
Yeah, we're super excited to talk about another movie. The movie we're talking about this week
is a really, like, you don't think it should be. The name makes it sound like it shouldn't be, but it is so popular for some reason.
I know.
All over at least the U.S. I'm sure the world, too.
I'm sure, I don't know but I'm sure at least in America, this movie has literally, like, I'm pretty sure it's, like, number 2 on Netflix still.
Well, it was number 1 when it came out, and it dropped down, I think, to 2
That's
or 3.
What I'm saying. Like, even though it's been out for a little bit, it's still, like, on the podium board. But the movie we're talking about for today's episode is called Kpop Demon Hunters, which, if you haven't heard of it, or if you haven't even, like, seen anything about it, we know it sounds really weird. It sounds like K-pop.
Like K-pop. And I mean, like, not that if you listen to K-pop.
I mean, it kind of is about that.
I mean, it is about that, but, like, it's just more than that.
Yeah, there's so much more to it. And so a quick little summary, because, again, it sounds really complicated, but it's really not. So basically, there's these 3 girls, Rumi, Zoe, and Mira. Basically, they're this trio they are K-pop singers, of course, but they are also a part of this, like, ancient, like, hunting group of 3 women that are chosen in every single generation to make sure these demons or devils never enter into the human world. They're basically supposed to strengthen this barrier called the Hanmoon. And so through their singing and their voices, spreading that to the world and basically spreading their goodness, they're able to, like, stop the devils from coming in and demons from coming in and sucking, like, every human soul. And so, like, the purpose of the movie is, like, okay, these 3 girls, they basically protect the world, and then they're basically just going to go on and then pass it down to the next people. And so, you know, K-pop demon hunters, it's what they are. But so as the story goes on, we start to learn more about, like, I guess I would call her Rumi is the main character.
She is, yeah.
So, like, the story goes on, and you think, like, okay, everything's great and good. And so these demons have these, like, markings that only, like, Rumi, Mira, and, like, Zoe can see, because they're, like, they're the chosen hunters. But it turns out that Rumi's she's half demon. One of her parents
her mom was one of the, like,
hunters,
which is kind of funny in a way. Like, you're hunting demons and you somehow end up
it's probably a romance story somewhere.
I know. I feel like we need a story about Rumi's parents, like,
go on
right
Wattpad,
now.
Bro. I'm sure someone's already.
Oh my gosh!
Sure, someone's written
AO3
it already.
is, like, the big one now because Wattpad has too many ads. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, she has, like, the markings because she's half demon. Her dad's the demon. Her mom's a hunter.
Yeah.
Or was. They're both dead.
Yeah, they both die. And so she's been, like, raised, or the 3 of them have basically been raised by this, like, huntress lady that's, like, you know, there's always, like, a mentor. Her name's Celine. There's always a mentor, you know, that guides them along. And so she's telling Rumi, she's like, you have to hide your markings. You can't tell your friends. You can't tell the other hunters. Just hide it, and it will all go away once the Hanmoon is, like, full and secure. And so the movie kind of goes through, like, the struggles of that, and then other demons enter into the human world, and so more struggles appear, and we see kind of her struggling internally, like, fighting herself, but also lying to her friends, but also trying to protect and save the literal world. And so, you know, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
It has a lot of great messages, so we definitely just wanted to jump into it today. So.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of conflicting emotions throughout the whole movie, which I think is what makes it, like, good.
So it makes a movie a movie.
Like, if you're not, like, making things, like, if you're not mad at the character at one point in the movie, like, is the movie you're watching even good?
Yeah, it's a movie that, like, no one's perfect.
Exactly. And you really saw that Rumi, and, like, I wonder how old they are, because I don't think it ever really said, because it's not like they went to school. Wait, no, they did go to school. Remember,
I know they're for sure out of high school.
Yeah, they must be in their early 20s.
How old are
Like
the
K-pop demon hunter girls.
Okay, Zoe's the youngest. She's 22 to 23, followed by Mira and Rumi, who are both around 23 to 24.
Interesting.
And then, like, the other demon boys are, like, hundreds of years
400
old.
years old.
They're 400.
Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, so one thing we wanted to start talking about was, like, what is this power of, like, grief? We see that, like, the loss of loved ones in both like the demons and in the hunters is like this huge realm that is really exploited, but also like a lot of exploitation in my opinion.
Yeah,
like even
it's basically how the Weema, which is like the villain, the thing that consumes the souls that the demons.
I thought Guima, maybe this is a slight spoiler. Guima is like this weird pink ghost fire thingy. And so like when he was getting all this, basically demons take souls, and so when he was getting all these souls, I thought he was gonna turn into like a man. And I was
I know. I thought it was supposed to be. I thought it was like the typical storyline of like, oh, I've been stuck in this form. Yeah. But like, no, he just became bigger, and I'm like, you're doing all this for what? Like,
I don't even know. I don't know. But we see, like, one of the most, I think, interesting characters because it's really, like, he's stuck between two worlds. Like, Rumi is stuck between two worlds, but you can say that her whole life she's been kind of, like, fighting. I guess both of them. Jinu, which is the guy, has been fighting against Guima in a way, too. But Jinu, he has this... Basically, he betrayed his family 400 years ago, and that betrayal and like all of those emotions and listening and hearing Guima's face Guima's voice in his head, basically turned him into a demon. And we see that this power of grief and this power of like not accepting of myself is a huge theme in this. And I think that especially Rumi, like there was this almost like grief and like I want to be this thing, or I want to be whole, I don't want to be half. And because of that lack of acceptance, you saw that things actually got worse. Yeah. And I think that that's so real with us in real life. Like if we're not accepting of our issues, if we're not accepting of our grief, of our pains, of our struggles, it will never resolve. It won't. Yeah. And so I love that example. I love the theme of this movie at the end when she came to say, oh, I'm not going to ignore half of myself. I am a half demon. I am a half hunter, but that is who I am. And together it makes me whole. And when she learned to accept that, Guima came up, like when she went up to Guima, the big bad guy, and she was like, I'm going to defeat you. He was like, what are you going to do defeating me looking like this? Basically is what he said. And she was like, I am. And you saw that her marks were all on display, but she was still able to be herself. And I loved that message.
Yeah. And I think like kind of part of the reason why like she had, well, of course they win in the end, like against Guima, but part of the reason why I think she wins against Guima in the end is because like their sisterhood and like all of these factors, all these people that like never would have even come together. They were like, no, we were betrayed, or no, we can't fight against this big bad evil. They came together and they helped them to defeat Guima. And so I think kind of like you're saying, you have to accept every single part of yourself, but also you have to make sure you're around people who also love and support even the worst parts of you, because
and you have to trust them too.
Exactly, because that was Rumi's problem in the movie, like I said before. And again, it wasn't all her fault.
No,
Celine, her mentor, had basically told her whole life, you can't tell your friends, you can't tell anyone, you need to suppress this.
Like genuinely,
Celine, she had like 4 scenes in the movie, and she still was like a terrible character.
Like the whole time, especially like the last scene with Celine, we saw she was like, she couldn't look Rumi in her eyes when she saw that all her marks were on display, that they had become, fully a part of her. And to me, it just showed that her insecurity in this fact that she is, in her mind, a mistake, or half of her is a mistake, is literally what led to the issues, because they were like, the honeymoon has never been this bad. Why? Because there was lack of trust, there was lack of sisterhood. And so that, in my opinion, like, Celine was the trusted adult, and she wasn't trusted because she was keeping secrets from some group that is literally supposed
to be a
their
unit.
Their bond is supposed to be so strong.
Yeah, and I think, like, in the end, like, they're able. I don't even know where Celine goes. Like,
hey, I heard that it was supposed to be a 3-hour movie, but or maybe like 4-hour movie, and they like cut it down into an hour and a half. So there's definitely
more. They're making a second.
There's another movie coming out.
Yeah, because it was like, it kind of ended on a cliffhanger, but like not. But there's room for a second movie, so it's like
Genu. Like, okay, this is such a huge spoiler. Skip the next like 10 seconds. Genu, why is he dead?
Bro, we know he's not. He's gonna come back.
He better, because I mean,
they always have to do that to make you want to watch the next movie. It's it's that mind trick. You're like, I don't want to watch it, but now it's like, okay, is he coming back though?
That was me with Fourth Wing. I was like, the ending. I was like, he's alive.
That's why I just didn't finish it.
You were like, I don't want to.
I just like, I don't want to find out. But I think like, the thing in the end is like, her and all of her friends, like their little like huntress group, they come together and they're like singing and they're like strengthening the honeymoon. And even Genu in the last second, who like technically betrayed them because he was like, I can't fight Guima, like I deserve this fate. 400 years ago I betrayed my family, and that's like how it is. Even him in the end, he does basically die protecting Rumi, but it's like, even him at the end, he like accepts every single part of himself, and he's like, no, I'm gonna like protect you, and I'm gonna protect all these humans because I'm better than what Guima's trying to make out of me. And so I think the sisterhood and just support systems in life is just so important, because she wouldn't have been able to defeat the villain without her friends, without the basically enemies that people she was calling enemies. And so I think that's kind of how life is. Sometimes the people you let into your life are not who you like. They're not people you want to let know about your issues. No one wants to be vulnerable. No one wants.
It's hard.
Yeah, like
really hard.
Why would you want to tell your friends that you're a half demon, the thing they've been hunting their entire lives?
Like, I mean, if you don't even accept it yourself, how can you expect your friends to accept it?
Exactly. Like, and it's such like, it's so hard, because it's like, we were so mad watching the movie, but it's also,
oh my
gosh,
like,
what would you even do?
There were scenes that Rumi was like sneaking off to meet Genu, the like demon, and I was just like, I love the enemy celebrities trope, but I just couldn't. I was like, girl.
I know, usually the enemy celebrities is not like lying to your entire like.
Well, no, sometimes
it is, and it makes me mad. But I like the enemy celebrities when you don't have to lie to like your family and friends.
Well, they don't even have the family.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like alone.
You're alone. They're alone, and it's enemy.
No one else gets affected by your problem.
Yes, because the whole time I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's gonna get caught. She's with this betrayed. Like Cheshire.
I just forgot how to say it because of you. Cheshire,
right?
Cheshire cat.
No, it's Chesire. I know how to spell it.
Cheshire cat. Cheshire.
No, you're saying it wrong.
You screwed me up.
No, I know how to say
it. Cheshire cat.
Hold on.
Cheshire.
Bro, we keep doing this too much.
Because these are such a weird
Cheshire
cat. Oh, wait.
What?
Cheshire cat? I guess it is. Maybe like, because it's not an English word. Maybe like the sounding is different.
Cheshire. Huh. Cheshire. Well, now we know it's Cheshire. But is that how they called it in Alice in Wonderland?
No, but that might be the actual pronunciation, and then this is like the English.
Yeah. Maybe.
Cheshire is like the English.
But there was this cat that was smiling like this.
The whole movie.
The whole movie, literally so creepy. And she's like riding on the cat like it's like a horse. And I'm like, girl, you're going back to your room. Like, your friends are your literal neighbors. Like, what are you doing?
Like, they can just look out the window and see you like sneaking off to like.
I just couldn't.
Who knows
that
where.
whole time I was like, Rumi, you, as my little sister says, you're PMOing.
You're PMOing.
That's what she says. I love it. I never say it. I always say it. my sister says this.
It's to deflect. So when people make fun of you, you're like,
no. It's not me. It's my sister. She's 12 years old.
she's part of the Gen Alpha crew.
Yeah, she is. She hates that she's Gen Alpha. She's gonna be hearing this and she's gonna be like, "I'm Gen Z," and we're like, "No, you're not."
No, sweetie, no, you're not.
Like every once in a while, she'll send a screenshot and it says like when Gen Alpha starts, and it's like after the year she was born, or when Gen Z ends, and it's like after the year she's born, and she's like, "See, I'm Gen Z," and I'm like, no, you're not. You are not.
There is a stark difference between the people born in 2011, 2010 versus the people born 2013 after. It's very obvious.
Very obvious. But I mean, even like I think in our family, like we have this like sibling dynamic that is like, because there's 4 girls in our house and then we have our brother. But I still think like even all 5 of us, like I think that dynamic of like sisterhood, brotherhood. Sorry to our brother. You're not a girl, but the sibling dynamic, that unit that we have, I think that I love that our family especially is able to have that, because I feel like a lot of times like it's a bit different. I'm sure like, you know, children of immigrant parents understand like it's kind of just like you and your family, right? Like you don't have your immediate family, like your grandma, grandpa, cousins, they're all in a different country. And it's literally just you and your parents and your siblings. And so you understand where it's like, oh, I don't have like my cousin down the street to go talk to or anything like that. It's literally just, in our case, the 5 of us. And with that, a lot of, you know, trust is developed. A lot of like, we know that we can all rely and count on each other. And I love that this show or movie really shows and portrays that like, the people that we should truly be trusting are the people that we have those bonds with. And maybe if someone is telling you to not trust that sisterhood or that deep bond, maybe you should be hesitant about trusting them fully. Maybe there's something that they need to reflect on themselves. And we saw that with Celine.
Exactly. Or just like, even in real life when you get like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, they're like, oh, well, I don't like your friends. Like, there's a reason they're saying that. Yeah. There's a reason for it. That's all I'm going to say. But
absolutely.
I think kind of like on the romantic like side of it, we talked a little bit about Jinu and Rumi.
Oh my gosh. We actually, whenever this episode comes out, we're filming this now, and we watched Kpop Diva Hunters yesterday. And like the whole, remember when all the boys had come out, they were like in their demon form, and like we had all seen like reels and TikToks of this.
I hadn't.
You hadn't seen one?
No, I hadn't seen any reels about the movie. I'd only ever.
But you had heard about it, right?
I didn't know any of the characters' names or anything.
But you knew like people were talking about how this person's super attractive and everything, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone but her, because as we've established on this podcast, her TikTok is weird.
TikTok's good for me.
No, it's okay, sure. But like the whole time in the beginning, I was like, the boys, like they first come up, and I'm like,
there's like 2 that are.
They're not that attractive at all, and then like we see all of them, and like there's 5 boys, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So like 4 of them are kind of like in the front when the first scene that they come in, and they're all walking, and we're all like, one of our sisters like, they're so chuzz, and like they just looked not great.
Like, and also half of them you can't even see their face because like their hair covers it. And
then Jinu, the main guy, he like comes after all of them, and this was a strategic thing that they did in the movie. He comes out and he looks so good.
He's and like,
all of us are like, finally, and we all start clapping. We're like, yes,
like
this
that's
is it.
What I
this
need
is
in
it.
A movie. Like, because I think literally this goes for every romance movie. There's not like, if like the male main character is not attractive, the movie usually doesn't do as well. Or if the male main character doesn't have something to them. In all of the rom-coms you see, I can maybe name one where the main guy is like, but even then they're always attractive. Like they have,
if they're not attractive, they have to have something to. Well, I mean, they have to be a little bit attractive, but they don't need to be like, you know, like Henry Cavill kind of attractive. But like if they're just, you know, a regular guy, but they're like super funny, or there's like the acting that they do is just like there's just something about their personality in the movie that just draws.
Yeah,
that's attractive. That's fine. But yeah, when Jinu came, we start clapping. It was like, we're like, oh. Yes, finally, he's here.
Like, they knew what they were doing. But I think as much as they're like little romance, because it was kind of enemies to lovers, not like serious enemies like some books.
Yeah.
Cruel Prince. But like they weren't. I mean, I guess they kind of were trying to kill each other. But in the first scene, he kind of like bumps into her, and he's like, watch it, like, you know, a little kind of like sniffy, because like again, they know they're demons and they know that they're hunters, but the girls don't know that they're demons yet
until like a few scenes later.
Yeah, and so they're kind of like doing this back and forth thing where it's like they find out they're demons, like, okay, well, we have to kill them, but they're kind of like good, and so they like kind of fight back, and then they have to kind of sign labels together because they're both two bands, and then they're competing, but they're also working together. And so it's this weird like blurred line of like, and then the other two girls like Mira and Zoe like are also in love with like two of the guys. So they're like, oh, we don't need to fight them. They're so attractive.
Like there's one guy that has abs, and that's like they like it's kind of weird. They animate it so like their eyes just look like their eyes turn into like abs because that's all they see. And the guy, they don't even see his face. It's just abs.
And his shirt, he's like lifting up his shirt, and like his stomach is like coming. You can see his stomach, and it's like the sliver of abs.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
what the? But like the two friends are like obsessed with like one of the guys, but like but just besides all of that, because the guys get introduced and that's great and everything, but we see there's one of the scenes where Jinu like reaches out to Rumi, and he's like, okay, meet me here, and she's like, why would I want to meet you? Like, you're a demon. I'm gonna be there to kill you. And so she's trying to like kill him at first, and this, and he starts talking about like, oh, I know you're like half demon, like stop trying to like hide yourself and this and that, and like his character is like obviously there to kind of betray her. Like he's still very back and forth between like betraying her or Guima, but it's like it's very obvious that it's like he's obviously going to do something in the end that's going to upset her. But I think his character plays a really like integral role because he does make her realize that like, don't hide this part of yourself. Like, why can't you tell your friends? Like, why are you so quick to suppress this side of yourself? Like, accept who you are, all parts of yourself. And like the one song they sing where they're like falling in love and they both realize, like, she's even able to help him realize, like, oh, you only made a mistake so many years ago. You shouldn't still be punishing yourself. And they're able to like find this like love from that. I just think it's amazing. Like, I do think like the romance was one of the like things that was done really well in the movie. Like, it made me mad, but it's like they're still good together. So that's why it's like the relationship makes you like upset, but you're like, I still want them to end up together.
Yeah, because you saw that it was a lot of outside forces. You saw that it was Guima was literally like in the head of every single demon. Can you imagine like for 400 years, you just hear this person, this evil person in your ear?
I know.
I mean, how do you combat that? You don't. So when he for the first time, he didn't hear his voice because him and Rumi, had this moment, they accepted who they were, and he didn't hear him. You saw this relief, you saw this happiness. But then when Guima was like, oh, you thought I was gone kind of thing, you realize that like it's this manipulation. And I mean, Celine wasn't as bad, but it was the same with Celine. Yeah. They weren't able to accept themselves because they had these voices in their head telling them that they'll either never be enough, or until they do this, they'll become complete, or they get to lose their memory. And I think that it's sometimes those voices in our heads that we should ignore because they're not good. Exactly. And they're literally just leading us to destruction, or to more sadness, or to not accepting of ourselves. And so, yeah, I loved it. The love really, it was a very, very subplot of romance because it was like very little. It's a PG kids movie, but I loved it. It was still how it, like, I like those kind of romances.
I don't know if this is unpopular, but I need romance in every movie I watch. I don't care if I get like 3 scenes together. And like, again, we're going to talk about this, but the Superman movie, I was upset because I wanted more Lois and Clark scenes, which again, maybe they had to like cut out because of like budgeting stuff. But like, but again, like it was still done pretty well, where it's like, you still see those like glances and like flickers of like romance. Like, but I just hate the movies where it's like you're like waiting the whole movie and then you don't even get a kiss.
Yes.
Literally Twisters. Remember when we watched in theaters? And I know they did film a kiss scene, but they took it out. And like the producer or director was like, yeah, like we took it out for a reason, or I can't even remember now.
What reason?
They're like, oh, it was to show that the movie was more than just about their romance. Or I don't know.
Bro, the whole movie is romance. Like romance. Like I hate when people are like, let's take out the romance. Do you not understand that this whole world works on love and romance? Like,
exactly.
Literally think about it. Like, if you think about in the history of time, what is one practice in every like culture, every religion, every person does? It is marriage.
Exactly.
Since the beginning, it's been marriage. It's been love. Now, not all marriages come from love. No. However, even then, like back then, you would be in a loveless marriage, but you were still seeking that love.
Exactly.
Like, marriage and love is the foundation of humanity. And so, like, when you take that out of movies, that doesn't do well because that is what you expect in real life.
Exactly.
So why would
and people are like fighting and yearning for this relationship to work, and you don't even give us a kiss? Like, get out. Leave.
Get out, bro.
Don't make me mad. Like, you knew what you were doing, and you took out that kiss for a reason. Like,
oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our mid-segment activity, which is called Who Said It. So today, like we said, we're talking about K-pop Demon Hunter. So who said it? A character in K-pop Demon Hunter or an anime character from either Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, or Fairy Tail. And the reason we picked these three is because these are the only three Yosa has finished. I finished a lot more. If you're curious about my taste.
I have like 4 episodes left of 7 Deadly Sins.
If you're curious about the movies and animes I've watched, comment down below.
She's watched a lot.
I've watched a lot.
All right. Do you want me to go first? Ask you first.
Yeah.
Okay. I better not be. I'm gonna do 4. Okay. So again, the options are K-pop Demon Hunter or one of the 3 animes, and if you can bonus points if you can name which anime it's from, which I probably won't be able to. The first one is We Fight Not Because We're Fearless, but because we're afraid of what happens if we don't. K-pop Demon Hunters or Hunter x Hunter, 7 Deadly Sins, or Naruto.
That has to be K-pop Demon Hunter.
Correct. Okay, next one is I don't want revenge, I want peace, and sometimes that means fighting harder. Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, 7 Deadly Sins, or K-pop Demon Hunter.
Is that Hunter x Hunter?
No. That is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Really?
Yep. I think it's I believe it's Ginu that said that.
Interesting.
Okay, and then the third one is I may stumble, but I will not fall. Not all someone still needs me. Now, is that Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, 7 Deadly Sins, or K-pop Demon Hunters?
That's 7 Deadly Sins.
Nope.
Is it Hunter x Hunter?
No, it's K-pop Demon Hunters.
Bro, no way. I'm so bad at this today.
Okay. The last one is When You're Strong, You Can Afford to Be Gentle. Now, is that 7 Deadly Sins, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, or K-pop Demon Hunter? Demon Hunters, sorry.
Repeat it again.
When you're strong, you can afford to be gentle.
Naruto?
Okay, you're right that it's not K-pop Demon Hunters, but it's Meliodas from 7 Deadly Sins that said that.
when in what context did Meliodas say this? I can't.
That makes sense. That kind of sounds like something he'd say. Like, when you're strong, you can afford to be gentle. Because he's, like, so strong that he's gentle with Elizabeth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can pick and choose your battles.
I'm trying to remember, like, when he would have ever said that.
Probably in the season finale. I don't know.
I've watched that movie. I've watched that anime like a good couple of times.
I've watched it once.
Especially the first 3 seasons, like peak.
I'm probably gonna be bad at this because I don't. There's only one of these animes I'm currently watching. The other two I watched like 3 years ago.
Okay.
All right. So you got 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
Not bad. 50%. 50%. Okay.
That's not even passing, bro. Okay. So this is, like we said, K-pop Demon Hunter or the anime Naruto, 7 Deadly Sins, or Hunter x Hunter. Okay. The monster inside me, what if it's not a curse? What if it's just me?
K-pop Demon Hunters? Is that Rumi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job. Let's see. Sometimes to protect the ones you love, you have to become the villain in someone else's story. K-pop Demon Hunter or like 7 Deadly Sins, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto.
That sounds like Naruto.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember my shows. I did not. That sound. I don't know who said it though.
It was Itachi. It's been
okay. That sounds like I was like that could be like Sasuke or like I don't know. There's a couple characters I could say something like that.
Okay. Hatred is born from love that couldn't survive. K-pop Demon Hunter or anime character?
Hatred is born from love that couldn't survive. Oh, I don't know. K-pop Demon Hunter?
No, that is actually...
Is it Hunter x Hunter?
It's Meliodas. I swear Meliodas has never said these
Wait,
things.
say it again?
Hatred is born from love that couldn't survive.
That does sound like something he would say. Or maybe I'm not remembering the show.
You
know the show better than
I'm
me.
I'm just not remembering the context this would have been.
Yeah, that's true. Because some of these things, like, if you're not in the moment, you're like,
yeah,
that's so random.
Okay, that's what, 3?
So yeah, last one.
I'm not the strongest. I just can't afford to lose. Hunter x Hunter. I mean, not Hunter x Hunter. K-pop Demon Hunter. I read Hunter x Hunter. I saw Demon Hunter and I read Hunter x Hunter. K-pop Demon Hunter, Hunter x Hunter, 7 Deadly Sins, Naruto. Okay.
Can you repeat it one more time?
I'm not the strongest. I just can't afford to lose.
I'm not the strongest. I just can't afford to lose. Is that Hunter x Hunter? Is that like Gone?
It is.
Oh, well, I'm watching the show right now. So I'm like, if I didn't get that, that'd be kind of like... But also, I don't know when he said that.
So what did you get? Like
3 out of 4. 75%.
Wow.
How did I do better than you? You've actually watched these shows.
Bro, I'm not paying attention to the random lines someone's saying.
Neither am I. But you can just tell when it sounds like that. You know, that sounds like something going to say like, oh, I'm not the strongest, but I'm gonna fight my hardest.
You guys have to remember, I watched a lot of animes like back in 2020. It is, in fact, 2025. It's been 5 years. Like, that's a long time.
I haven't watched Naruto or 7 Deadly Sins probably also in, like, 3-4 years. But I am watching Hunter x Hunter right now. So that does give me a bit of an advantage.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, let's see. For our last bit, I mean, I think that the whole messaging of this movie was great. It showed love, it showed grief, it showed acceptance of who you are. And I think that's the most important thing, like acceptance of who you are and what you are. And I think that if we all can do that, this world would just be, a better place.
100%. I think just showing the transformations that like all of the characters go through. Ginu, Rumi, Zoe, Mira, whoever you can think of, all the characters grow in some way, shape, or form. They learn to accept every part of themselves. It's not just Rumi who is fighting the demon, inside of her. Zoe was always worried about what people thought about her. Mira was always closed off because she felt like she could never open up. Ginu was fighting demons from 400 years ago. But at the end of the movie, when they all fight against Guima, they come together and they literally transform into their best selves. Yeah. I just think that is just such an important part of life. That's like, what's that saying? Like, only pressure is like what creates diamonds. Like only when you're literally forced to a position, when you're forced to a point, when you are literally pressured, is only then when you can shine. Because, nothing comes from easiness. Like nothing is.
I'm gonna chill, and life is gonna, and it's just I'm gonna be the most richest person in the world.
Exactly. Like you can get through life, but you won't.
Yeah.
You won't be as successful or as great as the people that have gone through the lows and lows of life, because they went through the trials and the pressure, and then they came out the diamond and diamond in the rough. Aladdin reference, right?
Of course.
Diamond in the rough that, you know, shines brighter than, you know, anyone else around them. So I definitely think it's a good movie, and it definitely shows a lot of messages, especially for a PG movie, because, you know, really Disney good. And some of these streaming services are they're lacking a little with the kid movies. You know, they're not hitting bangers like they used to. They're not
like they used to be, but this is what it used to be. It was a
good movie. These are the kind of kid movies we need to start seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Disney Turning Red or whatever.
Bro, let's not start that argument here.
Soul wasn't bad. I don't ever remember it.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching or listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't watched K-Pop Demon Hunter, it is on Netflix. Go watch it. If you don't have Netflix, you can figure that out. I'm not self-incriminating myself. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video. Comment down below who is your favorite character in K-Pop Demon Hunter. Let us know your like percentage on how you got on Who Said It. Make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and make sure to give us a 5-star review on any of the podcasting platforms you're listening to this on. And we will see you guys next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.